Great.
YouTube and Facebook. I'm going to pull up the. I'm going to pull it up so I can see the comments. You have to turn the volume. Volume's off. Boom. And then Facebook, I can. What I can do is I can tag you too.
No, actually, I'm going to share the link to the Crystal and Indigo page.
Okay, it's on my page, so you can go and.
I will do it now. I think I'll do it on YouTube.
Yeah, just do it right here. I tag you anyway, just in case people want to find you.
Yes, no, tag me, yes.
Okay. Boom, boom. Let me turn that off. Oh, we got some people coming in here. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Okay, yeah, here we go. There's our friend Victoria from England and Blue Angel. Mary. Oh, I got the wrong screen on. So, get in there.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Now I found the link. Now I found it. Okay.
You
Give
got
me
it?
1 second.
Yeah, take your time.
Share it.
Take your time. Yeah, we all love her. Mary says she loves you. Mary Kevork. We love her.
Hi, Mary. Love you too. Oh.
One thing that's cool being gone so long is God, why do I look so fuzzy on? I'm fading out here.
We're just in such a deep transformation. It's like we're being erased, or part of us is being erased.
Yeah, we're being erased is right.
Yes.
Yeah, so hi Anna, Sam. Okay. So yeah, you look fantastic. That color looks fantastic.
Thank you. I wear those strong colors today because I wanted some energy. I was like totally off today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
I was sleeping a lot. So I said I'm just gonna put some orange and red just to get some energy going.
Get the blood flowing. Get the blood flowing.
Yes. Yeah, I'm also in a deep cleansing and transformation since the solstice, basically.
Okay.
And now it's like, I think it's, at least with my system, I feel I'm reaching the peak of this cleansing very soon. So yeah, it takes.
You don't feel like it's done yet?
No. Yeah. I mean, yes, it's done, but we're filling in the
No, I meant the cleansing part.
No,
no. Yeah.
No, because okay, at least this is my information. Around solstice, we began cleansing the satanic connections that we had on this realm, the material realm, because we're working with the physical realm now, totally with the physical.
So say that again. Did you say what I think you said? So we were cleansing, and the second part of the cleansing, our satanic connections. Is that right?
The satanic contracts that all children had in this realm. So it's a collective exorcism that is taking place on the physical level. And it's very demanding and challenging. And I think this is why we're seeing, a lot of it feels like something is boiling, something is ready to,
I didn't know.
In society generally. So I think we're going to be seeing some of these energies being expressed, either with no control or with conscious presence. We're going to see all of it. I think this, I feel.
I hadn't heard anybody say that about the satanic contracts, but that because definitely this is my fourth show that I say fourth show since I've come from the other side. I feel like we went to the other side on 11/11/11, and there's been a lot of clearing and stuff, but I hadn't heard anybody say this. But I find it interesting because 2 nights ago, I spent quite a bit of my night going through experiences like, in dream state. And I'd been there before, but I hadn't been there in a long time. And what it was me going down into inner earth and confronting basically beings that were abusing children. Now, I haven't had anything like this go on in probably about 3 or 4 years. But that you say that, and I had this feeling about a week before that. I think I even talked about it or wrote part of it in a song, and I was saying, no, it was a solo. I did a solo show, and I was saying that I'd gotten this intel that the masculine's showing up, and I've seen it. And I said there, and the information I got was that there's a whole bunch of men that had been going down there and doing this work and going to the dirtiest parts of it all. And most of us, I'll put myself in that, most of us aren't even conscious of it. But that all this time we've been doing this work. Go ahead.
All of us, it's what you're saying, but it's not only that. It is that all of us who were incarnated here, we had contracts with the satanic energy that governs the material world, this material world.
Right.
So it has to do with the whole process is the step that we are taking to reconnect with our true genealogy, our true families from the true world, from the godly earth. So Satan claimed the children, okay? And the children forgot. And the children participated in many things during the journey, during the fallen journey. And often some of these participations were consent to Satan without necessarily being clear or understood from the children. Of course, as we said, many families and many children cooperated at will. But now what the message is coming is that the children need to hear this, to listen to this information, that there are still contracts holding them to this material world through the satanic energy. And the divine parents, the divine families, the galactic families of the true world, of the godly earth, they're saying, declare whose child you are. Because, as I said, maybe it wasn't clear, but for us to be here, we had contracts with Satan. And Satan was claiming the children to be his own. So this exorcism that is taking place now, it is clearly on the physical level, and the true awakening of the children to the truth of what took place here, and the children reclaiming their true position in the true genealogy, naming their true parents. It is basically how they break these contracts and they're free. So we are claiming our freedom in the physical reality with no interference anymore from the satanic energies.
Wow. So every individual has parents, and the individual can state who their parents are to remove the hold that's been on them. So I guess in essence, that's every one of us.
Yes, all of us.
I wonder
All
if
of us.
that's
We have
why,
family.
yeah.
We have families from the two worlds. Yes.
I wonder if that's part of the reason why there's been a lot of and I know for myself and I know for Morgan, but also talked to other people where they're reuniting or realigning with their mother and or their father.
Yeah. It is taking place both with the earthly parents. There is a huge healing and cleansing taking place, a huge restoration, the relationship of the child to the mother and the father, both earthly and divine. But of course, when we talk about the earthly parents, they are also inside this story. Okay? They're also included. Yes, the children are escaping. The children have been escaping the 3D graves. The 3D graves, they're called graves, but they're really systems. Systems, very, very entrapping systems of low energies that are coming through the families. And the children, through their healing and through their inner work, they're breaking these systems. They're breaking free. They're breaking out of these systems. And this way, they're also saving their family chain, the people, their ancestors. And they open ways for also all the ancestors, if they choose, to be free too, and the children. So yeah, it's a whole multi-dimensional restoration, liberation. I really don't think that we have stepped into the physical awakening yet. I'm waiting for it.
Okay.
And I'm also referring to me or to people who have been doing the work, who have been awakened. I think that it's going to happen for us now. The true awakening will start somehow now, because there is a lot yet to be erased, and there is a lot of aligning to be made. That's how I feel.
Do you so when you and I've not heard this before, but it resonates a lot. A physical awakening. We always talk about awakening, spiritual awakening. Yes. And the way the body's come online in the last couple of years is amazing. I mean, that's my go-to every day, is my body tells me everything. But so when you say physical awakening, or that part of our awakening that's physical, we're not quite there yet. Does that include like higher abilities or senses, or does that include like seeing real physical changes?
So I say, let's not go there yet. Let's just say that the first, as I feel it, is that the first physical awakening will be a different perception.
Okay.
Will be us opening our eyes, I don't know, waking up one day and have a totally different perception of the world. Okay. We might start seeing the world differently. We might have a different vision. But generally, I think it'll start slowly. We already have like glimpses of that, because sometimes, we lose time, we lose words, we lose thoughts. But I think there'll come a time soon that we might have, this switch off and then switch on again, because I think it's connected to the inner sun and the explosions that are taking place, that are reaching our realm. So let's say last week, when we had the open gathering of the 144,000 diamonds, and we worked all together. Yes. Mm-hmm. I witnessed the inner sun giving out a chain of continuous explosions. And when I witnessed that, I was like, oh my God, what does this mean? I got a little bit, stressed. But then I breathed, and I ended up even hugging the sun. And the next day is, I saw in the Schumann resonance for people who are posting that the sun was giving continuous explosions. So these explosions, I think they're going to continue. They're going to be more frequent. But also, a few days ago, I witnessed the sun, the inner sun, releasing a sound wave. Again, I have no idea what this means, but it felt totally different than the explosions, right? It was very different. I was told that this sound release from the inner sun, the sonic wave, let's call it, it has the power to move the earth, the ground, create rifts, and also affect the waters. And I was told that this sonic wave is going to be the first major loosening of the ties that the earth had to the old world. So physical loosening. So why am I saying this? Because I think that as we go, we will have more explosions, or maybe some of those sonic waves arriving here, and they're going to be more frequent and more frequent and more frequent. And our bodies and our minds are going to have to receive this beautiful energy and information coming from the inner sun faster and faster. And at a point, I think that our mind will not be able to cope with the incoming information, the incoming light. And it's going to be like, coming. Okay. I'm trying fast, I'm trying to embody, I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to feel it, but then at a point, we're not going to be able to make it. And it's going to be again and again and again and again, and then we're going to go off. It's like we're going to faint. I don't know, we're going to sleep. There's something going to happen that our system our mind, let's say, it's going to say, I cannot deal with so much incoming information, and I need to switch off for a while. So once the mind will switch off, I think our body, which is much wiser than the limited mind, will have the time to adjust and do everything organically. The body knows. And once we will come back, there's going to be a different perception. This is going to be the beginning. It's like we're going to be waking up from a deep sleep. And everything we have said and done up until now, including this conversation here, I feel it's going to be just irrelevant. You know what I mean? It's going to be so dated, everything. Yeah. So it's not going to matter anymore, because we will be in a different, it's going to take some time. So I feel that now the light is arriving. It's not that the earth is changing now. It's not like we're going to see those huge geological transformation or the biosphere collapsing now. No, I don't think this is what is where we are now. I think now it's us receiving the light. When this happens, maybe we will see the mainstream media or the mainstream message to the people be again distorted about what this light is. Right. And again, this is going to be another step into the physical fleeting again, because some people will take it as something really bad, as something dangerous, or other people will see it as a blessing. Yeah. Anyway, I think I said a lot. Tell me your.
Hang on, I got a couple of questions. Our sister Inge Barona, she mentions the massive solar influx in March equinox. Somebody else mentioned it too. We've heard about the solar flash thing for years, but I want to go back to what you're talking about. First of all, it makes a lot of sense to me, because we are in a quantum thought reality, and that's come into our consciousness and into our awareness, the effect that we have on the hologram. So if we're going to wake up, like you said, and it makes sense to me, that we're going to have a different perception because it has happened to us, all of us, from time to time. We wake up and go, oh my God, or you just see something in a positive way that you once saw in a negative way because of your own programming. So that would have an immediate impact on the hologram, right? The reality. If 500,000 people all of a sudden start looking at everything in a more reality-based way, it would quickly change. But I think the other thing too is I felt this way for a while. I felt like something really changed on 11/11/11, and it's been it's been a process. It's not like being, oh, I just knew, I was told you're on the other side now. That's the day that was the day that was actually 11/9, or the 9th of November. That's the day that I reached out to Morgan. See, that's the first place I started. Now, I just told her 2-3 days ago, and I've been saying this not all the time, but I could feel it. And that's what you said. Most of the things that we worry about and stress about, they're not even going to be in our thoughts anymore. And I know that. I can feel that in my bones. And I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes. And I think we're going to need some time to adjust. And of course, there are going to be many, many other people who will also need more time to adjust, because maybe the majority of people will have no idea what this is, right? So it's going to take some time for all of us to find a new rhythm under this new perception. And part of this upgrade, because I think a part of our brain will switch off and another part will switch on. I don't know if this makes sense. And part of this upgrade, it will be us being able to see a different spectrum of reality, meaning to see bodies, take it as you understand it, bodies, human bodies, planetary bodies. We will be able eventually to start seeing those bodies that are there that we cannot see because the part of our brain that is functioning now, it's in a different spectrum. So part of this upgrade is going to be us opening up at a different spectrum of light or frequencies.
I agree with that too. It's funny you mention it. There's no mistakes. So last night that was happening to me. Last night, I would get up and I was walking through the downstairs and I saw a being. And it reminded me of when we were in Hawaii and we saw some the short grays. And I've seen things before, but this was different. This was kind of like a shadowy figure. But I could see just for an instant, just like that. And then I thought, oh, that's kind of strange. Or am I tired? And then I walked a little bit further, and to my left, I saw a tall being. And then I was like, okay, what's going on here? And I didn't freak out or anything. I was just like, my body was telling me something like you're saying. And it was saying, just look around. You're missing everything, kind of thing. They're all over the place. This place is busy, kind of thing. And so, yeah, I just took it in and went lay down again. But yeah, I can see that, and that would also support what you're saying, because if we started to see more of the visible or the visible light spectrum expanded, and our senses expanded proportionate to it, then obviously that's going to create a new reality, and these things that we spend so much time worrying about and all that stuff will just go away.
We're going to reach a different station at the radio. That's all.
Yeah.
We're moving to find a different station at the radio. That's all. And when you tune in, when you're in the radio and you're moving from station to station, you listen to different voices, you hear the different information. This is what is happening now. We are reconnecting to the frequencies of the cosmic spheres. And I don't think this will happen to all of the people. That's why often I disagree with the light workers that are saying that this is over, this is for everybody. I don't agree with that. I think that the system is so wise to provide to everybody the right rhythm of awakening.
Yeah.
So one's soul is not awakened, it's not ready, has not integrated enough of the self, they will not experience this in the same way, and they will not switch spectrum. They will stay in the same radio station until the time comes, and they will tune in. They will choose to change frequency at the radio.
You know, that's funny that you say that, because ever since I reawoke in 2011, I always would say that I'm not leaving till the last one's home. But in the last couple of months, I've changed on that. And it's not that some people are bad or they're not good enough. It's not like that. I've just seen, and particularly in my family, I'm watching these different mirrors, and I can see that certain mirrors are clearly on a different path by their choice. And I can clearly see that there's no way that they could go through the shadow work, or whatever you want to call it, in a super accelerated way, and get up to speed. I mean, I'm not trying to compare. That whole thing about the two earths or two realities, and I don't know how that looks or if that's even true, but that's what it feels like to me. It just feels like you said that the creator is very wise. You don't get anything that you haven't, what you put out comes back, basically.
Yes. For me, it could be not just two Earths, I don't know, 50 million Earths.
True.
Or 50 million different frequencies, because it's about tuning to different frequencies of those spheres. And I think for us light workers, it has been the most challenging part, what you just mentioned.
Right.
Us to understand that we don't need to save anybody.
Right.
That not everybody are necessarily choosing the same thing, and that this has happened many times before. And we are just remembering now that there have been many before us who have awakened and chose a different direction. It is purely a matter of free will. So it's going to be clearer and clearer now to the light workers that they don't need to save their families. They don't need to save, their loved ones, because each soul is sovereign.
Yeah.
Sovereign, absolutely sovereign. And nobody's going to get lost. I mean, nobody's going to. This is an experience part. Why would we want other people to stop their experience just because maybe we're scared to leave them? We're scared to move forward by ourselves,
Right.
But I think we're all going to have the chance and the time to deal with all that. For me, it has been clear that the past 2 years that it's really about a group of souls that have, that are done with this reality. They just want out. The program is not ending yet. This is my opinion. The program will be transformed and end later, much later. So the program still provides to each one of us what we choose. We can have it now.
Yeah.
there is an opening. And also, was it like 2 or 3 days ago? I don't remember. Maybe it was yesterday. I posted this message that said, or let me remember exactly what it said. It said that those who haven't chosen, who didn't choose to receive the light from the inner sun, will eventually find themselves in a different spectrum. And the message said it was in the past. It was in the past tense, which means this choice has been already made for all of us some time ago. So it's not about what's going to happen now. What's going to happen now? Who is going to allow the light, the radiation, this new light? It's a new radiation. It is a different kind of light than the one that we are used to through our 3D sun. So whoever will accept this new radiation, this new light, this has been chosen way back, not now. It's not now.
Yeah. That choice was made way back. That makes sense. Like,
because the message wasn't saying, oh, whoever's going to choose to accept the light, they will. No, it said, whoever didn't choose to receive the light, it was in the past tense.
Yeah, that makes sense too, because I've had a stronger and stronger impression, especially since 11/11/11. You know, we say this, you know, own it, own who you are and all that, but in a different way, like especially since the winter solstice, because like I would wake up and go for walks and I would hear act the part, be who you are. You are. Remember when you woke up and you walked the streets, and remember that you knew that you were not of this world, basically. Like you knew that you were a soul. So it was telling me, and it felt very galactic, like to remember that what you're doing here, what all of you are doing here, and it was in a way so that I would have less fear or less hesitation detaching from the matrix. And what I mean by that is like things that keep us attached, you know, rules, taxes. I mean, and I've heard this before, but it's getting louder. And now talking to you with what you're talking about, it feels like it's here, like really is here. Like you said, we're kind of catching up to it, but it feels to me like something really, really gigantic is coming in, or really that's here, and it's like inevitable. Like, and I'm saying, like, I don't know, March feels very strong to me.
Yes, I agree. I don't want to say any dates because I'm just following the flow, but I agree with March. And today, just today, so I saw a drawing I did last year. So last year, around, I think it was either January or February, probably January, through the crystalline portal of the Acropolis, we facilitated the return of the orange egg. And the orange egg, it came from inner earth and it was delivered back to earth through the hands of the druids of the inner earth. So the egg was carrying in it the solar masculine, the breath of the solar masculine, right? And when we facilitated the return, the egg was delivered to special light beings, and through the will of man, it was put to somewhere safe. And they said that the egg will stay in a safe place until the time comes. Anyway, but I've been writing a lot about the hatching of the egg, the hatching of the egg, the hatching of the egg, which hasn't happened yet. but it's us hatching our eggs, you know, us breaking the last cocoon, let's say, which hasn't happened yet, but we're preparing for that. It is like the Divine Mother is giving birth to us, and it is happening through these frequencies that we are embodying, the new frequencies. And let me show you the egg, because it's crazy now, because I remember, do you see it?
Holy crap.
This
Yeah.
was the drawing I made back then, right? And it's orange. It's orange, and I see this light that is coming from within the egg that will eventually. Oh, are you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just so we could see it. Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And you say
So
that
I was looking at, because I had it forgotten in my notebook, and for some reason I saw it today, and I was looking at the egg, and I was like, what is happening? And I'm also wearing the same color today, and I'm just noticing now that I chose to wear the orange today. So I would just, I think that the hatching of the egg, it is connected to that egg that is carrying the breath of the solar masculine. And I think that it could happen in in March equinox, but we will see. And this will mean the physical return of the solar masculine, the breath, a new breath. And the masculine is the one that holds the material world, is the one that, you know, is the protector of the material world. Which means once the masculine awakens fully here, our world will change forever.
right.
So there's something, I haven't put it fully in words, but it's coming. It's coming from within, from the light of the inner sun, from the frequencies, from our bodies and our spheres reawakening again. Yes, we will hatch our eggs. But I was told that this needs to happen when someone is ready. So I guess this is up to the organic flow. We cannot, force this to happen, because it would be even creating problems in our systems if we force the hatching of the egg.
No, can't speed it up. And I've been getting that too for a while. Especially now that this masculine energy, it's like the forgotten. Like we forgot what the feminine was, but we had a pretty good idea because it's the mother, right? But I kept getting like, oh, he's coming, he's showing up, and it's like game over. Like that, this is it. Like nobody will be able to push back. And going back to
very different.
Yeah.
His awakening, it's not going to be like the feminine's awakening. The feminine's awakening was a little bit, how can I say, in silence, not open doors, inner work. But I think him coming back, it's going to be like, very external, very, expressive in the reality. And that's why I think we're going to see also this awakening for the masses to be, out of control for a certain period of time. I think we're going to have this, yes. It's going to be very much physical, this awakening for the masculine, because the masculine is the one that handles matter, the one that is the builder, is the protector. It's very different to the feminine's awakening.
And you said that as this light comes in, and it will be at some point, it's going to be at least obvious to anyone that's looking, but that it might be presented as something else of danger.
It's already preparing. This is preparing also. If you've noticed, there are many articles and many, many articles and many broadcasts about this, preparing the crowd, the masses for a possibility of of an electricity
Oh, the EMF.
blackout,
Right.
internet blackout. So I'm not sure what they're preparing, and I don't really care, but they're already trying to.
Yeah. Okay.
They're building up the story anyway. They're building up the story.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I've noticed the stuff they're putting out on social media too, what they're allowing. Because, if you talk about COVID or vaccines, you'll get censored. And they're even
Yeah.
going back and taking off 2 or 3, 4 SoulSpeaks 5Ds almost every day. They're removing them from back. Yeah, I guess they have an AI run through it. But
Yeah.
what I've noticed this, and I've gone, why are they allowing all this stuff on reels and stories and videos? It's almost like they want people to take on a side, or to
Yeah.
awaken, but awaken in a way that they can still be controlled, almost like the
Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome. So yeah, I can see that definitely. And I've
Yeah.
always felt like that no matter what happens, our abilities will be such that we'll still be in touch with each other. We'll still be able to uh, see each other somehow. I don't know how that happens, but
Yes. 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 Absolutely. We will be. I just feel that when the time comes, and let's say if this light arrives, I think we're gonna lose connection for a while,
you think?
and it's gonna be a necessary thing because it will make each one of us to really focus within, not have any external distractions. It's going to be necessary. So for me, it's not important really if it's going to happen in March or June. What's important is that if we can be properly prepared for this as much as we can, okay? This is what's important. It's not really important to say it's going to happen then or then. What's the point for that? The point is for us to be prepared and enjoy it, because it's really like the greatest blessing. And today I was shown that the inner sun, and I was asking, why is the inner sun releasing these explosions? And they told me out of happiness. Like we are, when we're happy, we're like, you know, we light up. This is what happens to the inner sun. The inner sun has been lighting up very in joy and happiness that we're reconnecting again for this upcoming reunion again. It's like the inner sun is expressing the joy. And I was like blown away by this explanation. I said, oh my God, it's so beautiful. So beautiful, so pure. It's pure joy. It made so much sense that the inner sun is releasing these flares out of happiness, of reunion.
I've noticed it too with nature, like nature's letting me know it sees me or something like that. This one trail that I walk on, I had for like 6 days in a row, this rabbit appeared to me. And I'm walking at different times, different, you know what I mean? But
And
this
it's the
rabbit,
same rabbit?
the same rabbit, 6 times in a row.
Oh.
And the first 3 times it didn't say anything. And the fourth time it said, follow me. And the fifth time it said, I'm following you.
Oh, okay.
And the sixth time, um, the last time it happened, it walked across my path, and normally it would walk across my path, stop at the edge of the trees, turn and say something, and then go into the bushes. This time it stopped, it went across the path, turned around and sat and showed me that it wasn't afraid of me, right? And I just walked. I actually stopped and stared at it and communicated with it. And that's really what the message was. And the message in general was, uh, yeah, you're okay. You're not crazy. Yeah. Keep talking to the trees and keep looking up to, yeah. And we're part of this, I think is what it was telling me.
Yes.
I meant to
Yes.
look the
Yes. I feel the animals know very well, and they have agreed with what's going to happen. They know. They're fine with this. They know everything. Yeah.
it looks like the rabbit symbolizes fertility. So I guess we're going to be having a kid.
Oh, oh my God. That's amazing.
How do we know? We don't know what could happen here. We don't know how this is going to go. You said a physical awakening. How far does that go? It could be anything. We could all be
It
in,
is a different, it
yeah,
has to do with where our nervous system was hatched to. I think it's changing. The sympathetic and parasympathetic system. It's all about this. Will be unlocked from the old source of information and aligned to a different one. That's why I say I don't think we have awakened yet. It's very
yeah,
different. Physical awakening. It is very different to the spiritual or energy. It's very difficult, but very different, the physical awakening.
yeah, makes sense.
Its worst version would be the worst panic attack crisis someone can have. This could be like the worst version of the physical awakening. And then the best version, I mean, whoever had panic attacks, I had plenty of panic attacks in my life because it was a part of my system to wake me up. But people who have had panic attacks, they understand how challenging a panic attack is. And this is the worst version. Or we could see, people becoming really aggressive because we're going to be seeing their demons and the worst self being expressed in the physical. And on the other hand, of the spectrum of this awakening, the physical awakening would be like joy, like pure bliss, a bliss that we have never felt before. So much one can choose to experience during this. Fear, joy, craziness, aggressiveness, love, unity, all the different emotions of the spectrum, of the human spectrum.
It sounds like part of what you're saying is that this is going to be felt in our nervous system. Like
Yes.
that's the transmitter or something. Like that's the place that and I've
Of the
really
physical, of the
yeah,
physical.
yeah. And I've really gotten to know my nervous system over the last couple of years, really to the point where I don't even have to know the story. If my body starts to feel something like PTSD or, some type of trauma reaction, I just, you know what I mean? It's like, I never realized what an impact it had. And I've heard people on the show and talk about it. But the other thing I was thinking about too, I was thinking about that when you were talking about it. And then what you said earlier about almost like something gets switched. I wonder if there's a part of our nervous system, uh, i.e., the reptilian part of the brain, that's you know what I mean, moving into, say, a secondary position or something, you know, this light is
Yes,
you know, something like that. I wonder.
yes, 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 yes. Yes, I agree. Maybe we will have this, we will enter a process of switching brain and moving more to the frontal part of the brain, the neocortex. I don't know. I'm not a specialist with the brain, uh, but I feel we're switching brains. Yes, yes.
You, I got to tell you, you look, so many people, and I haven't been active, you know, like you said, everyone's been going through a lot. And it's, you know, taken me a long time. It feels like a long time, you know, kind of stopping Sology, for stopping myself so I could rest, I guess, or get my stuff together or something. But when I run into people, sometimes I notice how different they look. And I
Mm.
know it's probably happening to all of us, right? But in some more than others, but you really look different. Like I can see like you're, I don't know how to say it, but like you're almost like you're Akashic, or maybe some of your aspects, or as we would say. But like your energy is uh I would say like uh formidable, you know, strong,
Mm.
very strong. And I've seen it in other people, but almost like you're taking on like a walk-in.
Yes. And then the my yes, my true being has been helping me to address and work with my different aspects that uh, exist in the different spheres of my being or the different spheres of the system that we live in. And every time I'm able to process a major part of myself, a major aspect, because these aspects are, let's say, bigger than the human aspect in the way we know the human aspect. And
Right.
they have been holding a lot of energy, a lot of power, and everything traumatic that happened to them, it was like 10 times million, 10 million times more stronger than what we experience here. So every time I have managed to move through healing, through restoration, another big part of me comes back.
Yeah.
So I feel more present. I feel more safe. I feel more whole. And just these days, I've been addressing and working with a major part of myself that she experienced, that's connected to my twin flame experience and my family, and she experienced an unspeakable distraction of her home and her family, and I knew of this aspect for many years, but she's really coming up now to be healed fully through me. And I have been experienced her pain and
Hmm.
her unwillingness to live, to be alive. She didn't want to be alive, and she couldn't find a reason to be alive because her whole family was annihilated, and her
Wow.
house and her um, home plane. And again, as I say, because these aspects are way bigger than us, it takes sometimes, for some aspects, it takes years to really, you know, uh, complete the healing and bring them into alignment with you. And it's so beautiful because it's happening now. Even though those aspects that have been most painful and resistant, now they're also healing. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I think maybe this is what you're seeing in me. This what have been processing the past few weeks.
That's a great explanation too and description. I hadn't really, I hadn't really thought about it, but it reminds me of. I know when I first reawoke in 2011, and I started doing videos in like 12, 13, 14, maybe. Those first 3 or 4 years, I had lots of different aspects jumping in me. Like every day, it was a different one. I think I got told one time it was like 80 something. I don't remember. But so it kind of reminds me of that. But listening to your explanation, it's if I think about my own situation, it feels like all of those have kind of come together or coming together. You know what I mean? Almost like they were
And
all
I think,
scattered
yeah.
everywhere and they're all coming in. Yeah.
And this huge effort from the galactic families to get us all together and bring that rebalance. So give back whatever it's not ours, receive what was taken from us according to the organic creation. This is really, I cannot put words of how great this is and how it's going to affect all of us. The more we come together and the more we place our intention to release all injustice, everything, all the mistakes, and then reclaim what is truly ours so that the healing can take place on all levels.
Right.
We're going to see this taking place in the collective very, very, very fast. But we're going to see the younger members of families, these new children, correcting many mistakes that their families did. They're going to be bringing in remedy and fair remedy for all, so that balance can come back. Because this is a reflection of what happened to the galactic wars.
Exactly.
So this is a huge correction. This is a huge restoration of justice according to what is true and natural.
That's another thing. Like many of us, like you, especially going back a few years, I would get galactic history day after day, night after night. And then you have it and you hear about it and this and that. But in the last few days again, it's like all these things seem to be coming back in a different way. Like I specifically 2 or 3 nights ago, I specifically got information that was rooted in Orion, and all that stuff that started, but specific to the reptilian and Pleiadian, or a part of the reptilian, part of the Pleiadian. In other words, like I was taken back to that point. It was like Morgan was there too. I saw all these different roles that we played on either side. And it was all this entanglement that just got worse, worse, and worse. But you're right. Everything that I saw from, like, say, the top down was the same thing. It was the same people. It was the same problems. It was the same issues. And the fact that you're bringing it up and it's coming back on, it's almost like they're coming in to say goodbye, or we're done, or we're getting close or something.
The capsule, we are inside the time capsule. This is how I see it. And we entered this time capsule. It's a big conversation why we're in here. But let's say we all got in here, unable to escape the capsule until we could bring correction inside this capsule in a safe manner so that we could not affect anymore the true world. So inside this capsule, we are locked inside both, both sides of the story, right? Both, let's say bad and good. Okay. So both are here, trapped. Nobody can go until we get it, until we do it, until we bring this, we experience the karma, until we find ourselves again and get it right this time. So once we do it, it's over. The capsule will not have a reason to exist anymore. But even the words that we see nowadays in our modern history, modern time, it is still the continuous results of the Galactic War and the two sides.
Yeah. And I'd gotten that before, that every, I don't know, maybe it's kind of personal, but I would always get like the more that unified you become, it's affecting all of those from all that as well. Like every time we reunite or union, become union again, like say it's me and Morgan, that there are histories and chasms that become filled, that, from the past, like the past is healed and so on. I was going to ask you something else about that, but I forgot. You were talking about the.
I was told that we have brought to the Tree of Life a little bit more than the 1/3 of the diamond code, the overall diamond code. We have managed to bring all of us to the Tree of Life a little bit more than 1/3 of the diamond code. Yeah. So we can imagine that this will multiply until we reach full completion of the diamond code. That's it.
And so I've been wondering about this the last few days too, just out of curiosity. Like I was trying to write a song about it, but I didn't know what I was writing because I never do. I just was, but where it was going was, I was almost like, what happened? What happened here? Like, did something really actually get interfered with? Did something actually violate God or something? And then it went to, there was one line in there and it says, "This is why the twins came." And I wanted to ask you about that. Like, was it such a split or a fall that true twins were called because they represent that um vibrational field of unconditional pure love or union or collaboration or something, co-creation or something? Why is it that these couples were called in your opinion?
First of all, I think with the imposters, right? When the Galactic Wars happened and when the imposters came, they aimed, as I said, let's say this aspect of me, she experienced total destruction of her land and her family, and she was separated with her twin brother. And since then, there was a huge journey, in this time capsule, because we all fell. So the twins, which are, for me, the twins are, how can I say this? Children made of divine light, divine creation, and they're meant to be together. And when this energy came in, it was looking for that information that this organic light had, that these imposters were missing this information. And they went after to break the unions, to break the families, and then take the masculine and take the feminine and use it in their own ways in order to access the DNA.
Right.
And this has been going on again and again. And the whole effort was to keep the unions apart, to keep the brothers and the sisters apart, the twins. So I don't think it's that we came in for that. We were locked in here because of that. And
right.
We are the ones who experience these stories. We are the protagonists.
Right.
This is what they told me. We are the protagonists of this
Right.
story, whatever position we had. And we are the ones who are bringing the solution because we are the protagonists of these stories.
Makes sense.
So we came back many times, but this time we knew that we had to come back because this portal would open, this gateway would open for correction and reunion. And this is why most of us came here not wanting to come, not wanting to incarnate here, but a part of us pushed us to come here because this part knew that we would make it this time and we would find the solution and the correction. Now, the twins, the divine unions, whatever you want to call them, they hold elements of true creation.
Right.
So when the twins come together, they combine their elements. And once they combine their elements, a third element or a third force is being born. And then the twins, they combine their union with other twins, and other twins, and other twins, and other twins, and other twins. And many divine unions, they create worlds and they create universes, right? So if you break that union, you break a creation. You cannot have these elements locked to each other to bring the third element. So I think that, I don't know if I answered your question.
That makes no, I totally understand what you're saying. And you're right. But yeah, because I look at it the way I look at things. I mean, it's just my own thing, but I really feel like I look at her and go, this is all us.
Yes.
All right. I'll say to her, like, this is all us. It's all us. Everything out there, it's all us. And now listening to you, it makes a lot of sense to me that as her and I have come together over the years, that there's been a lot of, at the human level, a lot of people introduced to each other, uh, uh, reunions. It's almost as if we're reconstructing the original planet or universe, and that all of these connections have been there, but they were separated as we got separated.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Because there was this interference, this negative interference, and that kept the twins or kept the unions separated with many lies, with many, black magic, with lots of techniques. And but I wanted to say that this February, and since solstice, and now it's going to pick up in February, we will see again many people breaking apart and reuniting with their true partner, because because as we say now, we are at the level of the physical cleansing.
Right.
We have more people realizing at this last level that the person they're with or their partner, or it's not their true partner, it's not their true family. And we're going to see like a series of crises, endings, and new beginnings very fast. At February, oh my God, this February is something else.
What do you mean?
The energies that are going to collide with each other, the energies that go cooperate with each other this February are so powerful.
It's not going to be like the second half of last year, was it? It's not going to be like that
What do you
again.
mean? Which part?
Oh,
it's going to be. I don't think we have still seen what's this February is bringing. It's going to be like collision, and war, and like explosions of correction. Yes.
Morgan's like, no, Todd.
Like,
No.
not sometimes when we have sessions, personal or group sessions, the higher selves come in, or the family are coming in, and I'm delivering messages to the people as guidance, let's say. And then they say often that I've noticed also, with myself also, that we receive a certain guidance, right? And then because our mind is still programmed, we are interpreting the message or the guidance in the way that the ego mind feels comfortable. But this is still a distortion. So I will show that this is what this February is bringing. Whatever interpretation the ego mind has implemented or has brought to the human, it's just gonna be seen. It's gonna be seen, of the distortion will be seen. It's gonna blow up in our faces. It's like any avoidance is not gonna be standing anymore. It's gonna be like pulling of the veil, and then all choices will be seen for what they are. This is what I'm seeing for February.
Yeah.
So if someone insisted on distorting the message, following a different direction, thinking that they're doing the guidance, but they're not really following the guidance, this is what February will bring. It's going to bring like a sweeping of the distortion. And it's going to be, in many ways, shocking. But on the other hand, for those who have really following the guidance, I see a lot of empowerment, new beginnings, new life, new creations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very powerful February.
And
it's going to have its peak around between the 20th to the 25th. There's going to be a huge peak there.
Well, that's good news.
Yes.
Well, and what you're describing, it feels like it's been kind of happening. Yeah, you know, not super frequently, but you can see it in the field. You can see it in your interactions. You can see that things don't hang around very long. They just don't.
Yeah.
So that's very promising.
It's gonna be fun.
And so, go ahead.
Yeah. Surrendering. I think surrendering is the key.
Yeah.
More surrendering. More surrendering.
Surrendering. I call it way beyond surrendering. Way beyond surrendering. I don't really know the right term. So speaking, I know this is a bit personal, but I'm just I know you got to meet David and Maura. When they went to Greece. What's it like when you get to meet somebody that you've known online? And they come to Athens.
It's lovely. I mean, I really enjoy it. I really feel it's family. Whoever is is arriving in Athens, and somehow spirit brings me together with these people, I straight away feel it's family. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
also, David and Moira were here when I first received that galactic message that we would need to get together and bring the code to the tree. And that next day after I received the message, actually I shared it with Moira and David, and they were at the Acropolis that day, and I asked them to also bring the message and send the message through their own union. And they did. And I'm very grateful for them. So yes, they straight away, the day I met them, it was straight away, that message. It was beautiful.
It's amazing, the activations in the code exchanges. You can see it.
Yeah. And the synchronicity.
I could see it in the picture when y'all sent me that picture. I'm like, oh my God. Like y'all looked like family.
Yes.
You look like you've been hanging around your whole life. It was amazing.
It's true. I felt a very deep connection to Moira. Very deep.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that. Both of them.
Yeah. Yes, both of them, of course. But there was something more familiar in my soul with Moira for some reason.
Sisterhood.
Yes, yes.
So February, it's already here, pretty much. It's going to be very powerful. Cleansing, it sounds like. Aligning.
Revelation, many revelations.
Revelations.
And deaths, Christ, death, revelation, rebirth. Christ, death, revelation, or revelation, crisis, death, rebirth. On a fast track. This is going to be like very fast.
Well, all I can say is I can't even think of a month that even comes close to this month. This month has been like
January.
Seriously, by the 8th or the 9th or the 10th, it was like, holy crap. Like, I mean, but it hasn't been a bad thing. It's just been a lot. A lot's happening. It's happening very fast. Yeah.
Because of the collective exorcism that started.
Mm.
But I think January is much smoother to what is coming in February. February is going to be
Oh shit.
It's the peak of this cleansing. It's the peak of the exorcism and the peak of the revelation.
Oh, okay.
A lot of energies will be reaching that peak point. And then after we go through this, I think we will be more prepared for the light or for the hatching of the egg or whatever is coming to around spring equinox. We have to go through February first. Let's speak by the end of the month again.
Let's speak at the end of February.
Let's see how we are by the end of February.
God. Oh my
or
God.
Beginning of March. Let's revisit things and see.
We can do that. I would love to do that. And it just seems like over the last few years that every day that has a lot of twos and ones have always seemed to be, they seem to carry a lot of power. And so February is going to have a lot of twos, no doubt. No doubt at all.
Yeah, yes.
So just one more thing, because I just want to kind of like soak it in again, because it's not that I haven't picked up on it, but I just want to kind of hear what you said again. This, what you call this exorcism, is basically any of us as the children that we are, basically holding our mother and father in the proper place, in reverence and honor and love and so on.
And reclaiming our position in our true genealogy of godly earth. It is very important that we claim our position.
Now, does that mean beyond the physical blood relatives, blood parents, or is this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We're talking about the true flows. We're talking about the true words. And our families, let's say, the history of our earthly mother and earthly father, and whatever the family has as a history, I often see that it has great correlation to the families of the true worlds and what the families of the true world have experienced. So our earthly families, somehow they function as reflections
Right.
of what of our genealogy through Earth. So it's healing is happening on both levels, the earthly and the divine. We are exiting, we are saving, pulling out of the 3D systems, of the fallen 3D systems of the families. We're pulling out our true essences, and we are reclaiming our true essences, breaking those contracts. We are announcing that we are no longer going to be playing that game, basically. And of course, our mother and father, earthly mother and father, we are also restoring the relationship and healing with them. It is very important to hold this gratitude and respect towards our mother and father and our earthly genealogy. But we're just saying that we don't want to participate in these fallen systems anymore.
Right.
And we are claiming our true position. So I just want, because thank you for mentioning the word exorcism. I just want to say that when I talk about exorcism, often people don't like this word because they have in their mind, movies and some graphic, dramatic scenes, right? But when I mention the word exorcism, what I mean is us being in the process of liberating our inner portals fully from the fallen systems, which means us liberating our chakras, sub-chakras, all bodies from those bondages, right, of the fallen system. This is the final liberation. And what is helping us do it is our true genealogy from godly earth. This is how I call it. Us claiming our position within our true genealogy, it is us basically beginning this process of exorcism, being liberated from, connection to lower energies, demons, etc., but also the program that we were running, that our nervous system and our chakras was attached to. This is what I mean by when I use the word exorcism. Imagine all of your chakras and all of your sub-chakras and all of your organs and all of your nervous system free from any bondage of this fallen reality, which was run by Satan. Because let's say 2 years ago or 1.5 years ago, we were working with the Luciferian contracts that were in a different level, on a soul level, right? But now it's the satanic contracts. Material expression. It's very different. Anyway, these are the words I use. Maybe someone else, they will use.
No, I like it. I like it. And when you mention the nervous system, like when you make it localized like that, physicalized, and we spend a lot of time over the years going through shadow work and zero pointing and working out here. But when you say something like exercising from these places, like your nervous system, like to think that these things that I felt through my body all these years is actually rooted in this contract or connection or curse with something that's the biggest, that's the story, the real story, not all these little stories that we associate it with, right?
And Todd, I have been facilitating exorcism, spiritual exorcisms for many years. I had stopped for a period of time, but then in last November, my guides said, you need to bring back in the 5D spiritual surgeries and the exorcisms because there's going to be a great need now. And then, okay, I trusted their message and I started and I announced certain dates for this to take place, but I didn't know in November what they truly meant. I started understanding as the weeks, went by, and especially after the solstice. So, and I wanted to say, back in the day, right, in order for the spiritual guides to perform a deep cleansing or an exorcism, was, it would take one by one. It wasn't easy. What took place on our last gathering, the 144,000 gathering, when I witnessed our families, galactic families, our guides, performing an exorcism on 60 people, I was not prepared for that. I didn't know they would do this, right? And when they started performing the exorcism, of course, it was up to each person to accept the exorcism. I was shocked. But then after we finished, I realized that first of all, I was just so impressed that they did that on 60 people. As I said, this would never be possible back in the day, like never, ever, ever, at least with how I was working, how I was taught to work this. So for me, this means that there is a great need for us to liberate our chakras, our organs, and our sub-portals. And our guides are helping us fully to do that. And second, that the powerful energy that is needed for something like that to be done is here. So these two things, the necessity, the emergency, the need for the exorcism is big, and the energy is here for this to take place for the collective. Something that was not like that back in the day. And for me, this was crazy. For someone that hears this, maybe they don't really, they don't really understand how different this is. But to me, it was just unthinkable what happened. So I guess we will see this taking place at the on a mass level, but not under, protection, not in a protective space. We will see it taking place out of control.
Wow. Well, you want to do it again at the end of the month? See what happened? And see what happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's look together and laugh at the end of the month.
Let's see what happens. I don't know whether to be scared or excited.
I see someone wrote Diamond Heart 888. He says February is lighting, electric light photons, massive influx. So yes, this is the words that I saw in the comments: electric light photons.
Oh, lightning, that's okay. Lighting. I like that. I like the electric this and the magnetic. Like I can feel both of those coming on together. Like so much of the stuff is coming together. Okay.
What's for sure is that someone has turned on the radio. The radio is on, plugged in again.
Good. It's about time we get some new music in the airwaves.
Yeah, new music.
Hey, I appreciate it. I love you. And I'll see you in a month. And thank you so much for sharing. You take care and have a good evening.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.